It's time for the Savvy Realtor podcast. I'm Walter Storholt alongside Angie Cole, the owner and broker in charge of A. Cole Realty, serving you throughout the Triangle, teaching you about the ins and outs when it comes to buying or selling a home. You can find the team online by going to acolerealty.com. That's A-C-O-L-E realty.com, or by calling 919-578-3128. That's 919-578-3128. And now it's time for one of the top realtors in the Triangle, Angie Cole, and the Savvy Realtor podcast. Let's spend some time talking about some of these top buyer priorities. Now, this was the National Association of Home Builders releasing its 2019 edition of What Buyers Really Want report. So they had buyers rank 175 different home features on how essential they were to their purchasing decisions. And here's the list. And I want to talk about some of the things on the list. Do they jive with our local market, first of all, and with your experiences? And also from the seller's perspective, what can they take away from some of these ideas? So again, this is people who are presumably interested in new homes, new builds. So keep that in perspective.
Okay.
Also, the percentages on here are really weird because they don't add up to 100%. What I'm guessing, I didn't read like this fine print of how they executed the article here. What I'm guessing is they probably said, what are your top 10 desires? And so the percentages are how often that item probably made the top 10.
I think you're right.
That's my guess.
Yeah, 175 different home features, and these were the top. So most people, I guess, chose these items.
Chose these kinds of items, yeah.
Right.
It made someone's top list this percentage of the time. So just in case you're at home and we're going through these percentages and you're like, well, what? That doesn't make sense.
We're better at math than this.
Yeah, maybe. So interestingly, laundry room was at the very top of the list. 91% of people had that on their top priority list.
Sure. I think that's important. Mm-hmm. Some people have the laundry closet, but I think most prefer a laundry room walk-in.
Yeah. Surprising that that's like the top thing, though.
Well, you know what? And what is the meaning behind laundry room? Is it just I want a laundry room? Mm-hmm. I've been in homes before that don't even have laundry rooms, right? So, hey, I want a true laundry room inside my home, not in the basement. Maybe they meant it that way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Could be a couple of different. Again, in the context of new home building, people are like, hey, this is important to me. I want a laundry home as you're building this new home. So
yes.
That's kind of interesting. Second item on the list, and now let's combine this with a couple other things. Energy Star windows was number 2 on the list. And in fact, speaking of energy, also making the top 10 were Energy Star appliances and Energy Star, just the entire house being Energy Star rated, I guess. So it just seems like a lot of home efficiency items were really high on the list.
That one kind of surprises me because I'm trying to think of when we are working with buyers, does Energy Star ever come up? And I want to say no.
Interesting.
Maybe if it's just put out in front of you as a list, it's like, okay, yeah, that's important. But whenever we talk through someone's must-haves in a home, I wouldn't say that they are ever saying the words, I want Energy Star this.
Right.
So
would they replace the Energy Star? Because that's kind of like a brand, right?
Sure.
So would they
but even energy efficient or
green.
I that's not something that comes up.
Okay.
More it's like, I want a single family. I want a master on the main floor. I want, hardwoods. Not Energy Star. So I was surprised there.
Well, this may kind of validate your opinions here of it being on a list is one thing, but then actually really getting into the nitty and gritty.
Sure.
Although all of those items were highly desired, 68% of folks said that they would not be willing to pay extra for the features.
Right.
So that really tells you the importance of it.
Right, exactly. Yep. So there you go. So although if it's in front of you, like, okay, I need to check my 10 favorite, maybe let me check Energy Star. But if it's not at top of mind, I don't think that people are thinking about that. And like you just mentioned, am I going to pay extra money because now it's Energy Star certified? Probably not. 68% of people said no.
Yeah, absolutely. Patio was listed as the third most popular desired item among this group of buyers. 87% had that on their priority list. It seems
I don't think
like
for our area, though. I would think it would be screen porches.
Okay.
Don't you feel like everyone loves a screen porch here in our area? I think because of the mosquitoes.
See, now I was thinking of it as the same thing, basically.
Okay. Maybe it is.
I don't know if they're lumping it in together or not.
Because whenever I think of a patio, I think of either a paver or cement patio outside.
Yeah.
But a screened porch is actually, you have a deck or whatever, but it's screened in.
Right.
And I think because of the bugs in North Carolina, I think we hear that a lot. I must have a screened-in porch, but a patio, not as much.
I would lump patio, screened-in porch, and even deck
all kind of one
in
and the same.
my mind, I would kind of lump all that together.
Okay.
But maybe not.
Who knows?
It did have. I didn't see the whole list of all 175 items.
Sure.
So that would it maybe if deck and screen and porch are separated on there, that would tell us. But
and this is a national.
It is.
Right,
it
yeah.
is.
So, I mean, other areas.
Screen and porch isn't going to be as
I'm
big
thinking
a deal.
like Arizona or something, or, right? They don't have many bugs, I don't think. I don't know what they have. I'm just thinking they have a lot of patios.
Scorpions or something.
Right, but, that's okay. We don't care about scorpions.
That's right. Also on the list was an open layout. Now, we did a show several months ago that talked about, now it was someone's opinion that open layouts are on the way out, but this clearly shows that a lot of people still desire that.
Yeah, I would say for us, I mean, that's definitely a top. So I'm actually surprised that wasn't one of the number ones is the open layout. That's still, at most high importance for most people, I would say, in our area.
Ceiling fan was very high on the list.
That's another one. Would someone ever say my must-haves? I must have ceiling fans in all my bedrooms. Fan. You know what? Go pay $100, go get a ceiling fan. I think it's just on the checklist. Yeah. I want ceiling fans.
I think everyone likes some air circulation here and there. Sure, why not? Garage storage was high on the list as well. That makes sense.
Sure.
I think. Yeah. People,
or extra just storage in general.
We
I
got
think
lots of stuff, so
yeah. That's always a one we hear.
Exterior lighting, high on the list, too.
Interesting. I think, once again, it's like I'm thinking of floodlights, coach lights. Is it something that we all like, especially once we lived in the home? We realize, it's really dark. But I don't typically see that as being, a must-have on my checkoff list. I must have some floodlights.
Right. I think it's important, but we'd love to do some lighting up the patio or up the driveway. And maybe light up one or two of the trees.
We just did that, the
kind
of landscape lighting.
Yeah,
and
but it's not really high up the list. Like it's
it wasn't. We didn't buy the home that way. It's something after lived in there a couple years we decided to do. And because it's more of just. The look, the visual, the ambiance, are we going to get money back for it? Probably not, but it makes it look pretty at night.
Again, caveat, these are people that were talking about buying a new home, a new build.
Sure.
And so that may be a more important thing for someone who's getting, hey, we're building new, let's go ahead and have this in there.
Yes,
so that
I agree
might
with you
be
there.
why it's a little higher. Walk-in pantry is also high on the list. I can see that being a desirable thing.
You know what I was surprised, and I'm looking at this list with you right now, is I don't see a walk-in closet.
I thought that would have been higher than walk-in pantry.
Yeah. I mean, that to me, for most people, is I must have a huge walk-in closet.
Yep.
So I was surprised there.
Hardwood flooring was in the top 10. That makes sense.
Yep.
Nothing really did need to be said about that one. This was interesting. Double kitchen sink.
I'm surprised there.
I thought the farmhouse tub,
farmhouse
the big
sink,
tub.
is very common, but do most people ask for a double sink or like a vegetable sink, maybe in their bar island? To me, that's not as common.
Yeah.
I don't have one in my home. I don't know that I would ever even use a second sink, to be honest with you. So I don't know.
So all of those things were 80% or more desired by new home buyers. It was on their priority lists. Also, I just wanted to throw in there, washer and dryer on the first floor was on 70% of the lists.
That's interesting to me because typically what we see now in new builds is wherever our master bedroom is located, that's where the washer and dryer is located. That's how builders are building homes.
Interesting.
That's pretty much the known in our area. Because, for example, if all the bedrooms are upstairs, why would I want my laundry room downstairs?
I'd love it upstairs.
I want it where the bedrooms are.
Yeah.
Personally, I mean, that's how it is in our home. And our home's fairly newer, but all of our bedrooms are up, other than our guest suite, and our laundry room's up.
Ours is not like that, but I think that would be cool to make it like that.
That's a new way of doing, the new way of building. Just like the open plan, all the builders are pretty much going that route. It's washer and dryer is wherever the master bedroom is located.
Yep. So that's pretty interesting to see. That was still pretty high to have that on the first floor. So interesting. I thought that was, I don't know, what are your takeaways from that in terms of our area and from a seller's standpoint?
Yeah.
Does it give you any info to make sure you're kind of appealing to the senses?
Yeah, a lot of these items, unfortunately, when it comes to sellers, though, is design layout already. Right. And so there might not be much you can do to improve your home. For example, the open layout, it is what it is, your walk-in closets, your walk-in pantries. But, hardwood flooring, if you are able to add nice flooring throughout the main floor, that definitely will help to get a home sold a little bit quicker. In your garage, you can definitely make it where there's some additional garage storage. If you're living in a home and maybe your windows are old, they're starting to rot because they're the wooden framed instead of the vinyl, that could be a good idea to replace those. Now, it's not going to be cheap, but I do feel like a lot of these items are more of a layout design specific that I don't know that someone could go and really start changing without, putting a lot of money into their home. So, yeah.
Interesting. Good takeaways. I wanted to hit on...
Not sure if that's what you're looking for.
No, that was perfect. That was perfect. A few other little things here. So I wanted to look at what was at the bottom of the list.
Okay.
The least important things that were desired. An elevator.
Right.
So, okay. Not a lot of people have that at the top of the list.
No need for that, yeah.
Wine cellar. I mean, a lot of people would think that'd be pretty cool, but...
Sure, but not a must.
Not a must.
No.
This one made me laugh. Pet washing stations.
It's funny because I have seen a handful of homes with pet washing stations.
So, what is that?
It's almost like a half-size shower is all it is. In like the mudroom area, I feel like the sellers are super proud when they have one because to them that's important. But, we have a dog, love our dog, but we just take her to the groomer to get washed. I mean, a pet washing station is not a top priority for us.
Yeah, but, if it's a small dog, too. I mean, just get one of those, like, we used to wash our dog Minnie back in...
Throw him in the bathtub.
Back in high school, we had, like, one of those utility tubs.
Yeah.
That Dad would wash his paintbrushes in, and it was in the laundry room.
In the laundry room, like utility sink.
And so that's where, she got her baths. But
exactly.
Anyway, or just take them outside and use the hose.
That works, too.
Option as well. Plant-covered roof was another desired option,
what is that?
But it was way at the bottom. I don't know. What's a plant-covered roof?
I mean, I can't keep plants alive,
Moss
so
on the
maybe
roof?
a covered roof would be useful for me.
Something like that? I don't know.
I don't know what that is. Okay.
Maybe there's some eco thing there where if you have like plants covering your roof, it keeps... They absorb the water, or blocks the sunlight from heating up the attic.
Maybe in other states,
this
is a well-known term that they're like, you guys don't know what a plant-covered roof is.
What's wrong with you?
Not here in the triangle.
And then daycare center was listed. Now, I'm going to guess that's more of a community amenity.
Yeah.
Maybe they threw some community amenities in here. Because I don't see anybody's actual house having a daycare center, but that one made me laugh.
Right, yeah.
More than anything, though, this made me laugh because I didn't know that this was a thing. Fun way to end the show this week. Dual toilets in the master bathroom. Now,
Walter, I have seen that.
Okay,
I've
so
seen
this
it in
is
a
a
home.
thing.
It is very weird. I personally, that's my private time, and I don't care to see my husband using the restroom at the same time that I am.
So, to me, the really key question is the layout of the dual toilets. So, are we talking like his and her dividers, or are we talking like where we can high five while we're doing it?
So I've seen both. I've seen where they're pretty much facing each other.
Nice. Okay.
I've also seen where there was an actual urinal on a wall right beside the toilet.
Okay.
So,
so more like
the wife might be like, you're using the urinal whenever you have to tinkle, right? Don't be peeing on my seat. I've also seen separate closets, but, we just need one toilet. There's other bathrooms. If we both need to use the restroom at the same time, go to another bathroom. That's just weird.
That's just too funny.
Sorry if you have dual toilets in your master bathroom and you think that's really neat. But we here at the show, we think it's a little weird.
I'm just chuckling over the high fives that can take place while the dual toilet use is going on.
I love it.
So that's pretty funny. All right, well, helpful information on today's show, Angie. I don't know how I transition from that back to serious topics, but we'll get back to all the real estate talk coming up. Stay tuned. This is The Savvy Realtor with Angie Cole.
It's time for the mailbag. We want to hear from you.
Brent in Cary. And we've had a couple of shows recently, Angie, where the questions have started off with things like, I don't mean to be a jerk, but, or I don't mean to offend you, but.
Right.
So it's nice to have one that starts off with, here's a fun one for you.
Okay, let's hear it, Brent.
A little bit different direction. The previous owner of our home, I think, converted a closet into a bathroom. But we just found out that the air handler, which used to be in the closet, is now behind a wall that he installed to make it, I guess, feel more like a bathroom. Well, now the air handler's broken, and we've literally had to tear down a wall in the bathroom to service it. Should we just convert this thing back into a closet, or will that really hurt our resale value?
Whew, it sounds like a fun one. Brent, now I would be a little bit more concerned about the resale value as far as the unpermitted work that sounds like has taken place. And the only reason why I state that is if you had to tear down a wall in order to service your heating, cooling exchange, it sounds like it wasn't properly moved. I'm only assuming that permits were not pulled when they, kind of redid this whole closet space and remodeled and turned it into a bathroom. I'm just saying that because I don't think that the county would give you the A-OK on something that is completely blocked off and cannot be maintained. So, what I would suggest doing is one or two things. I would either turn it back into the closet space, so the original, layout of the home, or I would make sure that you kind of retroactively go back and you get permits pulled for this bathroom area. I don't quite have enough information to let you know whether or not it's going to hurt you by removing the bathroom, because I don't know how many bathrooms you have in your home right now. For example, if you only have one bathroom, adding a second, yeah, that's definitely a positive. Right. So I don't really have the feedback there. But my biggest concern with you is it sounds like you have some unpermitted work that was completed in your home that you purchased.
Yeah, pretty interesting scenario there. I guess you could put the wall back up, but build a little door that you could then get into access, from the bathroom,
sure.
A door in the bathroom to get to the air handler.
Still, though, now that you are aware, Brent, of the situation, it sounds like maybe everything wasn't quite disclosed to you in regards to selling, and it sounds like, once again, you have some unpermitted work that was completed, I think. I could be wrong.
Interesting. So definitely just get some more information, guidance, look at your specific situation.
Yeah.
If you've got 6 bathrooms in your house, then maybe it's not a big deal to peel back to 4 or 5 or whatever it would be.
And I would go ahead and, at this point, probably reach back out to the original seller and their agent just to ask those questions. We thought this was the original layout. Was there any type of renovations or changes that were made? And unfortunately, sometimes there are surprises like that come up when buying a home. And, even though we ask a million questions to represent you as the buyer, sometimes things are not always 100% disclosed to us. So I would go ahead and ask those questions and just kind of get down to the nitty gritty of it and see if, pulling permits is smart to keep that bathroom or just go back to the original closet.
You've been listening to the Savvy Realtor Podcast. I'm Walter Storholt alongside Angie Cole. She's the owner and broker in charge of A. Cole Realty here in the Triangle. And if you have questions for Angie, we invite you to go online to acolerealty.com. Listen to past podcast episodes on the website, read the blog, and all the great information, including the option to find a home right there on the website. That's acolerealty.com. And you can also call Angie with your questions, 919-578-3128.